Namaste, dear friends. Welcome back to my studio at home for a shoulder opener strengthening class, a posture strengthening class. So come meet me standing at the front of the mat, feet hip width apart, toes facing directly in front of you, micro bend in the knees, shoulders back and down, heart open, palms open. Check your posture. If you have a mirror, you can look at yourself in the mirror. See if your hips are jutting forward or if your shoulders are rounding forward. Try to lift through the crown of your head as though a string is lifting you from the crown of your head. Grow taller. Imagine that you're growing taller as you breathe. So as you inhale, open your shoulders, palms forward, grow taller, core engaged. Lengthen your tailbone towards your heels. Don't over tuck. Just a gentle lengthening in the spine and a lifting of the crown of the head. Deepen the breath. As you inhale, try to find a little bit of more length, and as you exhale, ground down through the mat. Remember to keep your heart open, your collarbones lifted, your shoulders back and down, stretch across the chest, and tune into the moment. Tune into your breath. Begin to lengthen the inhales and the exhales, letting go of the day thus far and bringing your attention fully into the now. Inhale your arms left to right, thumbs to the sky. Feel the stretch across your collarbones, across your shoulders. Open heart, core engaged. Now take your hands in big circles to the back. So swoop down, forward, up and back. A few times, maybe 5, maybe 10, depending on how fast you go. And then switch directions and do the same number of reps on this side. Moving back, up, front, down, back, up, front, down. And then reach side to side. Exhale your left hand to your hip and reach up and over with the right side stretch. Now right hand, right hip, up and over with the left. Core engaged, keep your shoulders down. Again, on the other side, left hand to left hip, reach up and over with the right, and up and over with the left. Feel the stretch in your side body. Come back to center. Exhale your palms behind you, open your heart, grasp your hands together if you can, or grab a towel or a strap. Open across the shoulders. Heart lifted, crown of head lifted, chin parallel to the mat. And now take that fist around to the right hip if you can. So keep your shoulders down. Try to squeeze your right elbow back in towards your side, so don't let it pop out to the side here. And then you can allow your left ear to fall towards your left shoulder. Feel a nice shoulder stretch or neck stretch. You can also experiment with your right ear to the right shoulder and see what feels the best. Coming back to your breath. Release to center and then switch it over to the other side. So take that fist over to the left hip this time. Keep your left elbow back. And now take your right ear to your right shoulder, or in the direction of your right shoulder. Allow gravity to take over and feel that nice stretch in the left side of the neck. And again, experiment. Try the left ear to the left shoulder and see if that feels any better for you. Continuing to breathe deeply. Heart lifted. Tailbone lengthening towards the floor. Core engaged. Release back to center. Inhale your heart open. And exhale, sink into chair, holding the clasp. Heart open, tailbone lengthening away from you. Inhale, both arms up and overhead. Sink deep into your chair. And exhale, release, forward fold. You can keep a micro bend or a deep bend in your knees. Shake your head yes and no. Make sure your shoulders stay down your spine. Don't let them creep up on your ears. Play with your cat for a moment if you have a cat and they're on your mat. This is a great place to be petting your cat if they're there. If they're not there, you can feel free to pet your mat, but it might not purr. If it does purr, I would be concerned. So release the tension in your neck and shoulders. Let your spine decompress. Inhale, half lift, flat back. And exhale, fold once again. Bend the knees deeply and inhale, roll all the way back up to standing. Arms down, around and up, and hands to prayer at heart center. Reach your arms left and right once again. And then keeping your hips square to the front, exhale, the left arm reaches back away from you towards the back of the room and the right hand forward. Inhale back to center. And exhale over to the other side. Keep the hips square to the front of the mat, in front of the room, and reach your right hand back away from you, left hand forward. Feel the stretch across the collarbones. Inhale back to center, arms down, around and up, and exhale, flat back, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, core engaged, and exhale, plant the palms, spread the fingers wide, and step back into plank. Make room for your cat if she's taken over the whole mat, like mine has. Heart in between the biceps, heart open. And we'll do 10 shoulder taps. You can take your feet a little bit wider than hip width apart for stability. Then take one hand to the opposite shoulder, and then the other hand to the opposite shoulder 10 times. Try not to rock your hips too much. When you're done, bring your belly all the way to the mat, shoulders down and back. Inhale, cobra. Press your hip points into the floor, press the tops of your feet into the floor, and breathe. Find length in the back of your neck. Exhale, come all the way back down to the mat. And this time reach both arms forward, engage the glutes, and lift. Both arms, both legs. We'll do 10 Supermans. These are called Supermans. So lift both arms, both legs, and release. Lift, release. Lift, squeeze the core, squeeze the back a little bit, but don't pinch your lower back. Be careful here. We'll do 10, pausing at the top. Engage your glutes. Press your hip points into the floor. Shoulders down and back. Fingers spread wide. Arms engaged. Feet engaged. And once you've completed 10, take your hands directly behind you, clasping. Open the heart, lift. Cobra without the hands this time, so using the clasp to lift your heart space. Release forehead to mat. Take your hands directly underneath your shoulders, flip the toes under, and do your best to inhale up to plank in one straight line. On your next exhale, core engaged, lift your booty up to downward facing dog. Spread your fingers wide. Take a few breaths to walk it out. Long, flat back. If you need to, you can always bend your knees deeply. Lift your hips as high as you can to the back corner of the room. Press into the base of each finger. Inhale, forward to plank, core engaged. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll do 3 of these. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, lift the hips, downward dog. Inhale, forward to plank, squeeze the core. Exhale, lift the hips to downward dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through. Keep the left hand on the mat and inhale the right arm up, easy twist. Feel the stretch across the shoulders and the collarbones. Keep your right hip pressed back, your left foot engaged, your left leg should be stick straight. Inhale, reach up and overhead. And exhale, plant the palms and step it back to plank. This time we will do 10 commandos. So plank to forearm plank, coming down with the left hand and then pressing up with the left hand and then coming down with the right hand and pressing up with the right hand. So make sure you switch hands, do your best. each time so you're not using only one arm strength. And we'll do 10 of these plank to forearm plank. Try to make sure your booty isn't lifted. Squeeze the core, tuck the tailbone in the direction of the heels, as though you have hooks on the front of your hips and you want your hips to be pulling forward towards your face, just a little bit. And once you're done, release your belly to the mat, shoulders down and back, open into cobra. Hold here for a moment, come back to your breath. Exhale, release, forehead to mat. Reach both hands up and over, and we'll do 10 more Supermans. So lift legs and arms, squeeze and release. Lift, squeeze at the top, and release. Lift, point your toes, squeeze, release. Lift, squeeze, release. And continue. Shoulders down and back. Arms engaged, legs engaged, glutes engaged. Press the hip points into the mat. And once you're done, clasp your arms behind you and inhale, lift your heart space, and this time also lift your feet. So engage the glutes, shoulders opening, chest, heart opening, and release. Take the palms underneath the shoulders and inhale up to plank, one straight line. Exhale here, inhale again, and exhale, lift the hips to downward facing dog. So we'll do 3 more plank to downward dog. So core engage, rock forward to plank, open. Exhale, lift the hips, downward dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. And inhale, forward to plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Walk it out. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it in between your hands. Right hand stays on the mat. Inhale, left arm up to the sky. Press your left hip back in its socket. Feel the stretch across your collarbones and your shoulders. Feel the stretch in your side body. Don't collapse into your right arm here. Try to lift your right hand a little bit and see if you are stabilizing the legs. Reach up and over, and then plant the palms and step it back to plank. Pull the hip points forward, and this time we'll do 10 leg lifts. So engage the glutes, heart space in between the biceps, and 10. Lift the legs, lift the leg. Just one leg at a time, not both legs. On your count, and when you're finished, bring your belly to the mat, shoulders down and back, lengthen the spine, lengthen the cervical spine, the back of the neck, cobra. Take a moment to come back to your breath, and exhale, forehead to mat. And you guessed it, 10 more Supermans. We're flying today. So lift, squeeze, release, lift, release, fly, release, save. Where does Superman live? We're going to save that city. We're going to save Lois Lane today with our flying skills. So keep lifting, squeeze the glutes, press the hip points, shoulders down and back. We'll do 10 Supermans. If anybody wants to tell me where Superman lives, they can write it in the comments below. And once you're finished, take your hands behind, clasp, heart open, and lift the legs, lift the heart. And you can stay here, or if you feel like going to the next step, bend the knees, release the clasp, and grab your ankles. Flex your feet and lift, opening the shoulders, open the hip flexors, press your feet away from you, and release. Forehead to mat, hands underneath the shoulder blades, and press yourself back up to plank. And then downward facing dog. Walk it out, then one leg and then the other. And then rock forward to plank. 3 more. Exhale, hips lift to downward dog. Inhale, rock forward to plank, core engaged. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward plank, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank, and this time we will inhale up into side plank. And exhale, reach under. We'll do 10 of these. You can always put one foot down or one knee down for a kickstand or come onto your forearms. So inhale, reach high, and exhale, reach underneath your right arm as though you're trying to reach something behind you. Squeezing the core. This is a little bit, it's going to give you the corset look here without the suffocating device. But of course that is. So reach behind you, squeeze, inhale, reach up and overhead. Once you're done, come back to plank, spread the fingers wide, heart open, and then over to the other side. Once again, you can kickstand one foot or one leg or put the top leg in front of you, come down to forearm plank, your choice. But inhale, reach, and exhale, reach behind you through the space between your bottom arm and your body. So reach as far as you can behind you, core engaged, tighten, squeeze the core, hip points pulling just slightly up towards your face. We'll do 10. And once you're finished, reach up and overhead, and come back to plank. Heart open, fingers spread wide, hip points pulling towards your face, press your heels away from you. And this time we'll come into our first chaturanga, so launch forward into a 90-degree angle of your elbows. Inhale, upward dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. You could always do cobra as well. Now walk your feet about halfway in towards your hands. I'm giving a demo here. You can take one foot as a launcher or the other foot as a launcher or both feet, and what you are going to do are baby handstands. So if you do both feet, you can basically squeeze your knees into your chest and lift your hips over your shoulders. So keep your fingers spread wide, your hands shoulder width apart, and we'll do 10 handstand jumps. Feel free to pause the video or repeat this part. I am having trouble, so I'm going to repeat. I'm leaving this in here though because handstands are not my specialty, and I do often over jump instead of lifting with my core strength. So 10 handstand jumps. If you can do full handstands, excellent, good for you. If not, just squeeze your knees into your chest or one leg at a time. Once you're done, hop forward to the front of the mat, forward fold, inhale, half lift, and exhale, fold, shake the heads, then one head, not both. Inhale your arms down, round and up, and exhale, hands to prayer at heart center. Come back to your breath. I know that was a little bit difficult. So press down through the right foot, ground down through the right foot, bring the left knee into the chest, and now we'll do one-legged deadlifts. So if you can't touch the ground here, you can always bring a chair, but what you want to do is keep your back straight, your hips square, squeeze your left knee into your chest, and then reach down, back flat, and try to touch the floor or a chair in front of you, and then bring your left knee back into your chest 10 times. So heart open, hips square, don't let the left hip open up. Think warrior 3 in the hips. And as you come up, squeeze the knee back into the chest, a little bit of an ab move. 10 on your count. We've done these before. If you lose your balance, that's okay. If you're just watching these videos and not doing them with me, you'll see that I fall over all the time. So here, and then when you're done with your 10, take your left leg around, wrap it around your right leg, right arm up, left arm out, and sink into eagle pose. Inhale, release, shake it out, hands to prayer at heart center. Switching sides. So ground down through the left leg, right knee into the chest, and 10 deadlifts on this side. So make sure you keep your hips square, heart open, grab a chair, grab some blocks to bring the ground to you if you aren't able to get all the way down with your hips squared and your back flat. Do not round in the lower back. If you need a mirror, go look in a mirror. Do not round in your lower back. Do your best. So 10 of these. And once you're done with these 10, you will take your right foot, right leg, wrap it around the left, sink into chair, and then left arm up, right arm out. Take the backs of your hands together, or clasp if you can, shoulders down, elbows lifted, eagle pose. Inhale, release, arms down, around and up, and exhale, hands to prayer. Shake it out. Clasp the hands behind you, open the heart, and sink into chair. Inhale, the right arm open, the right shoulder open. Keep the clasp. Stay in your chair. Exhale. Inhale. Come back to center. And exhale over to the other side. Open your shoulders. Open your heart space. Sink deep into your chair. Look down and make sure that your knees are squared. Inhale, come back to center. And here, step your left foot back for warrior one. So your toes should be at an angle, maybe a 45-degree angle from the back of the room. Hips square, core engaged, bend into the right knee. Inhale, open heart, and exhale, humble warrior. Bend deeply into that right knee. Press through the knife edge of that back foot. Open the heart space. Let gravity take control of your wrists. Inhale, back to center. Lift to warrior one. Lift the back lift the back heel into lunge, and then open the right shoulder over the front knee. Step back to chair. Inhale, arms up. Just release for a second. Exhale, reverse the clasp and step back to warrior one on the other side. So bend into the left knee. Hips are yearning to be squared. So press the right hip forward, left hip back. Inhale. Open your heart. And exhale, humble warrior. Let gravity take over your head. Let gravity take your fist. Your upper back, your lower back. Sink deeply into the left knee. Press through the outer edge of the right foot. Inhale, lift, warrior one. Lift the right heel and come into lunge. And then open the left shoulder up. So keep the clasp. It's a bit of a tough balance. Inhale, back to center and step forward to chair. Release the arms, sink deep into your chair. Core engaged, and release. Hands to prayer at heart center. Step your left foot back, feet parallel. Clasp behind once again. Inhale, heart open, and exhale, wide-legged forward fold. We're allowing gravity to really help us open the shoulders today. Release some tension in the spine and the neck. Shake your head yes and no. Let your head be heavy. You can release the clasp and bend into your right knee, followed by the left, creating figure eights with your hips and with your hands on the mat. We'll do 10, so bend deep into the right, then deep into the left. Move fluidly, intuitively, just let your body move. Then keep the knees bent, bring the heels in and open up into plie. Left hand to left leg, reach up and over, right hand to right leg, up and over, side bends. Sink deep into your plie, knees follow toes, core engaged, shoulders down and back, and 10 side bends. Side reaches. Feel the opening in the side body. Feel the shake in the legs. And once you're done, take your hands to your hips and we will do plie pulses. So just a couple inches up and down, 10 to 20. And once you're finished, take your right hand, each hand to the thigh and look up and over one shoulder, followed by the other. Maybe you can get some back cracks in here. Feels really nice. Inhale, release your plie, come back to the front of the mat, feet hip width apart. Inhale, chair. And exhale, forward fold. You can straighten the legs. Inhale, half lift, pet your cat. And exhale, plant the palms and step it back to plank. Chaturanga, Vinyasa. Open the heart, shoulders down and back, upward facing dog. Take the knees to the mat and press your hips back into child's pose. Release the tension. Lengthen the breath. Inhale, come back up and gently bring yourself to your belly. Bend the knees and reach behind you. We'll do bow one more time. Press the knees away from you, or feet away from you. And this time roll over onto your right side. So fallen bow. Opening up the right shoulder. I made that name up. Don't quote me on that. Come back to center. Open into bow. And then fall on over to the left side. Open the left shoulder. Use your cat as a pillow if she's still there. Back to center. Open up into bow. Kick the feet away from you. Open through the shoulders and release. Press back up into tabletop. Take your knees as wide as the mat and sink into wide-legged child's pose. Shoulders relaxed. Inhale back up onto tabletop, and then up onto your knees, knees hip width apart. You can always pad the mat here. Take your hands to your lower back, press forward with the hips, and sink into camel's pose. So camel pose is difficult. Lift through the heart space. Don't crunch in the lower back. And we'll do it one more time. So release in child's pose. Take it as it was. If it was difficult for you or you didn't feel like you did it very well, we will try again. Take your hands to prayer above your head, opening through the triceps here. We did do a lot of arm work today. Breathe into your triceps, breathe into your shoulders. Come back up into tabletop. Knees hip width apart, hands shoulder width apart. Inhale, cat-cow pose. So inhale, belly drops, heart open. And exhale, press through the shoulder blades. Open into cow. Inhale. Exhale, press the shoulder blades, round down through the tailbone. And this time, inhale the right arm forward, left leg back. And if you can, reach around and grab the left foot with your right hand. Another shoulder opener, balancer pose. You can grab a strap here, pause the video, do it a couple times. Reach your left arm up, right foot up, like you're going to kick the ceiling, and reach back and around and grab the foot. Again, if you want to pause the video, grab a strap and give this a couple shots, feel free to do so. I've now grabbed a strap and a block and pet my cat because she's there and I have to. So come to sit on the block between your heels. So put the block between your heels, knees on the mat about hip width apart. Take your right arm forward, up and back, elbow lifted, and then sweep your left arm down and back and do your best to try to clasp behind your back. So your right elbow is lifted to the sky, your left elbow is pointing towards the ground, and you're doing your best to clasp your hands behind you. It's a tricep and a shoulder stretch. Release, and to the other side. So left arm up, reaching down your middle of your upper back, and your right arm down and around. Try to clasp. I can't on this side, so I always have to get a strap. Just grab the strap and do your best to open, heart open, lifting through the crown of the head. I'm showing you here what this should look like. Core engaged even here. Don't let your belly fly out. Tighten the core, heart open, breathing into the stretch. If you don't have a block to sit on, you can always sit in easy pose or on a couch cushion or a bed pillow. I just grabbed a block here for convenience. Now take the block out if you're using it, or the cushion. Swoop around to come onto your bum. Walk your hands behind you, fingers facing towards you, and come into reverse tabletop or reverse plank. Lift your hips high, open across the heart space, and we'll do 10 knee-ins or leg lifts, your choice. I think, yeah, I started with leg lifts and then I decided that I wasn't going to do that and I would do knee-ins. So hips high, heart open, and knee tucks or leg lifts if you're feeling very strong today, 10. And once you're done, release your bum to the mat. And then take your feet long in front of you, flex your toes back towards your face. Inhale, lift flat back, and exhale, seated forward fold. You can always grab a strap as I'm showing. If you can't reach your feet, grab a strap, grab a towel, grab an old shirt. Just as long as you find length in the spine, and then fold. You can also keep a micro bend in your knees or a deep bend in your knee, which will bring the stretch into your lower back. Inhale, release, come back to seated, and then roll down onto your back. Have a little bit of a conversation with your kitty that has decided that she's going to lay right in the middle of the mat. Walk your feet in towards your booty. Toes pointing directly away from you. Press your elbows into the mat and inhale, lift your hips into bridge. Energetically squeeze your thighs together, press into all four corners of your feet. Lift your toes to make sure you're pressing and you're engaging your arches. You can release your toes after. And feel free to clasp underneath or keep your elbows pressed into the mat. Release, roll down, bring your knees into your chest, and then your feet into your hands, and kick your feet towards the sky in happy baby. Lengthen your tailbone away from you. Pull your knees in towards your elbows, flex your feet, soles of the feet to the sky or ceiling. And breathe. Release the left leg long, right knee into the chest. Supine twist. The favorite of all poses. And switching sides, left knee to chest, supine twist. Reach your left arm away from you. Consciously release, decide to let go. Now, I'm taking the blocks to show you. We are going to do a supported fish. You can always take Savasana, normal Savasana here, or you can do this on a bolster if you have one, where it would go just straight down the middle of your spine, or a couple of rolled up towels, blankets, rolled up bed pillows, your choice. I'm doing it with a block. So take the block in the two blocks in a T shape. The vertical one goes straight down your spine and your upper back, and the horizontal one is a pillow for you. So once you get yourself in a comfortable situation, it took me a few tries to get the blocks where I really wanted them. Also, good idea for future reference, you can always throw a towel over them so the pointy edges aren't in your back. But once you get yourself situated, let your toes fall left and right. Let your hands fall wide away from you. So you're taking a little bit of a T shape as well. Heart open. Breathe into your shoulders, in front of your shoulders. Breathe into your heart space. Close your eyes and release. This is where we will take our Savasana today in supported fish. Again, you can always take it a normal Savasana without the blocks, without the fish. Always your choice. So wherever you are, close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Bring your attention into your body. Bring your attention into your heart space. Inhale through your heart space. And exhale slowly through that same space. Continue to visualize your life force, your breath, entering you through your heart space. And as you exhale through that space, exhale love out into the world. From my heart to yours. Namaste.